And what a pleasant way to welcome you to the Monday, March 14th edition of Good-afternoon-Liberia. Good-afternoon-Liberia is a 55-minute news magazine program designed by the radio department of the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. We transmit live on Dupont Road, Painesville, outside the nation's capital, Monrovia. My name is Johnson Bantoma. Among stories we are carrying this afternoon, a 15-bedroom or a 15-bed maternity clinic has been opened at the Four Houses Community GSL Painesville. The election management of the Capital University Graduate School has declared the Student United for Progressive, the Student United for Positive Change winner in the just ended election. The general manager of the Farmington Hotel in Magibi County has described employees of the entity as the country's ambassadors for their splendid performance in the establishment of the entity. These plus many more commercial a bit of entertainment I all land up here on Good-afternoon-Liberia. We'll take a bash of our theme song. We'll come back. We'll bring you more of these developments. Let me say welcome back to the program Good-afternoon-Liberia here on Truth 96.1, and Good Afternoon comes on your radio every weekdays from Monday to Friday. And welcome to the Monday, March 14th edition of Good-afternoon-Liberia. Before we start this program, as usual, please bow your head, let us pray.
All is cool, all of the time. Shall we rise for the prayer? Shall we bow? And so, Heavenly Father, protect the program wherever we are. And we all are in the program, God will appreciate all. And we all are in the program, God will do good enough for our life forevermore, Lord. He protect all are in the program. No weapon shall fashion against them. We prosper. Every evil arm against them, every demonic spirit, the high God will put on the shame. And we all are in the program, God, and not all in the library. How good are we come to the program? We got to know. And don't like you know the program, God will send the Lord tonight forever. And we worship God. God is so important when everything is wrong. God is putting on a minimum. God is putting on a property. And to Christian, that's why I preach to God. We should not criticize our friend of the librarian. James chapter 4:11. God said we criticize Christians. I criticize the Lord. And we appreciate God for the program. And don't like him on the program. Have mercy forever. God have mercy on the program. Our life will shine. We tell God, thank you. And we worship you. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And to be part of this program today, you can text us on 0775 136874, 0775 1368 74. Only on stories we are about to carry here on Good-afternoon-Liberia here on Truth 96.1. Let's start up with this development on the program. A 15-bed maternity clinic has been opened at the Fourth Houses community in the GSL Painesville to cater to the health needs of pregnant women, mothers, and children. The vision bearer and executive director of the clinic, Charles Etta Gaga, said the maternity clinic will provide free medical services to children under 5 years. Madam Gaga indicated that from the experience of many years of service in the health sector, she realized that so many Liberians have been denied the rights to healthcare delivery system due to their inability to pay for such service. Listen to her as she explained more to Good-afternoon-Liberia.
I present the keynote to the entire community today as a humanitarian service to the entire community served to honor 5 to 0 age. Their treatment gonna be free of charge. When we say humanitarian program, we do expect the humanitarian program to go 0% of funds, but due to some financial constraint, we decided to do it this way. You can pay $1,005 or $1,500 between your registration, and when you pay the $1,500 for the registration, you are not going to pay for treatment. You are not going to pay for laboratory. That goes for under 5 years old. And then I come to the pregnant women because the humanitarian program covers us from pregnant women to 0 to 5 years. That is under 5 years old. And then we say for pregnant women, you come to the facility and register with $1,500, and then your laboratory, whatever lab that's going to be done, it's going to be free of charge. Whatever treatment you're going to go through, it's going to be free of charge. That goes along the humanitarian program. They should be understood by the community that we are running a humanitarian program in order to help those that are in need and are unable to meet their needs, to take them to hospital, and those that are unfortunate, less unfortunate, that cannot afford. Most especially, we have so many babies' mother under 5 years that are dying because they don't have money to take their children to hospital. And because of that, we see the need as a humanitarian and as a health provider with.
She's Charles Etta Gaga. She's the vision bearer of the clinic that was opened recently on GSA Road. Residents of the community, however, greeted the opening of the clinic with great deal of appreciation and commended the Gaga family for taking such steps to boost the healthcare delivery system of the Four Houses community in Painesville.
Frankly, I must tell you that I'm impressed by the fact that our community will have an opportunity to having access to clinic. Not many communities in Monrovia have such opportunity. So having one in our community is a plus for us. Besides, dropping back to some of the historic setting of what we have observed in this community since we got to be resident of here. A few months back, in our eyes, we saw a lady who just died on a motorbike here after a situation that she fell out at her home, and then because of viral network, while on the motorbike trying to rush her to a clinic or health center, she met for untimely death right in front of this point that we are now calling a clinic. So the action by one of our community member, Sister Etta, tell us that she is someone who has been in the community as a health person, not only be residing here, but also concerned about the health needs of this community. Can you just describe how helpful will this particular clinic be to the entire community? Well, I must tell you that this clinic is going to serve in so many ways beyond even the community. Remember that rural connectivity is a challenge in our country. So having one health facility in a community is a plug for the rest of the other communities that do not have any. So if we are to reflect as to how many services or how important this facility is going to look like, I'm going to tell you that it's going to serve this community and even beyond the community. Because there are so many people that pass by. This community is connected with a lot of communities that do not even have good roads. So when there are health problems, this can be an alternative point for most of the.
The president of the Pan-African Federation of Accountants, Cosman Kantati, is expected to dedicate the newly constructed headquarters of the Liberia Institute of Certified Public Accountants after more than 89 years of existence of the institution. Kantati speaking suddenly at the Farmington Hotel in Magibi County upon his arrival, praised the leadership of LRCPA for ensuring that the institution gets its first ever head office. Gantati, speaking through an interpreter, stressed the importance of public accountants in national development agenda.
La profession comptable dans son ensemble diffuse les normes, les principes et les bonnes pratiques et apporte son soutien aux entreprises et aux écoles.
So the importance of the professional accountancy is that look, it simplifies the accounting principles, teaching the knowledge across the African region. For instance, if you're a professional accountant here and you are recognized and go to Benin, the rules are the same. It's a universal standard. So that is the importance. So there's no barrier in terms of you, professional accounting is not limited to Liberia or Ivory Coast or Guinea, but it's all across because we have one principle now, everybody subscribe. That alone can promote growth and development across the region. Before then, it was not a case. Everybody was practicing accounting at their own laws, but once you're professional accounting and you've been satisfied, it obviously means that clear path you can put anywhere in practice will be accepted, be recognized.
Comme donc au service du développement des entreprises et au service du développement économique.
So it also brings about the development of a nation and even the economic growth also helps in that line. And so holistically, economic growth and development will cut across the entire continent, and that is I think the aim of
Cosma Gantati is the president of the Pan-African Federation of Accountants, thus speaking upon his arrival in the country Sunday at the Farmington Hotel in Magibi County. Speaking earlier, our CBA president Victor Tawani said the dedication of the headquarters, valued at over $300,000 is one of the significant achievements of his administration.
9 years now, the Institute since 1933, we've been caged in a place that one cannot call an office. When my vice president and myself was developing our strategic plan, our strategic vision, we said first and foremost, what we need to do is to make LICPA acquire our own secretariat. And the second strategic objective of our leadership is that to make LICPA begin to administer our own professional examinations. So the secretariat is our first achievement. And immediately after that, we start to get to work towards administering our own professional examinations in life. The budget that we put together for the building has exceeded what we spent thus far. We are close to about $300,000 to $350,000 to get the secretariat to where it is now, because we included an ultra modern council chamber, which we never had before, and we have a separate conference room, which we never had before. We have 7 offices, which we never had before, and we have a modern reception, which we never had before. The current stage, we are in partnership with the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana to administer that institute's examination in Liberia as our professional examinations. My vice president and I saw the need that we should graduate from that. We are too old enough to be dependent on another institute to be administering the examinations in Liberia. So we developed our program. We have an examinations committee that is responsible for that. And we set the target of November 2022. If we don't meet that target, we know we are going to achieve that before we leave office in 2020. It's not just about money. There are many technical assistance we can receive from PAFA. Now we are talking about our examinations. We can apply or appeal to PAFA to support us in the area of technical skills and grow our team of professionals that we have on the examinations committee. And there are other PAOs around that are willing to work with Liberia, like the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana and the Institute of Chartered Accountants Nigeria. So PAFA has played a major role in the development of the LICPA.
Victor Tawani is the president of the Liberia Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Thus speaking, the CBA boss also disclosed that about 250 accountants from across West Africa are expected to attend the Association of Accounting Bodies in West Africa Congress at the Farmington Hotel beginning this week. Well, we sincerely apologize that FCA came in disrupted. So we just at the junction, we now go straight for commercial on the program Good-afternoon Liberia here on Truth 96.1.
Our help, our life is in noise to make it better. Let's work together.
My people, yeah, hello. My name is Mr. Toga, and I am your community chairman. I have come to talk to you, our community people, about one sickness called Lassa fever. According to the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Agriculture, Environmental Protection Agency, and the National Public Health Institute. This sickness can come from rats and it can catch human beings. But the good news is Lassa fever can be prevented, and these are the ways. Always clean your home and community by cutting and hoeing the grass around your house. Throw your dirt far away from your house. Always cover your food and drinking water good so rats cannot pee or poo inside and make you sick with Lassa fever. Always clean inside your house and rinse your spoons, cups, and pans before using them. Always wash your hands with soap and clean water. Do not touch or eat rat. Rat is not meat to eat. So I am calling on all my community people to always clean their yard by hoeing and cutting grass, wash hands, cover food properly, and rinse their spoons, pans, and pots before using them. Lassa fever can be treated. Lassa fever can be prevented. A message from the Ministry of Health, the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, the Ministry of Agriculture, Environmental Protection Agency, and One Health Partners. Funding for this message is made possible by the generous support of the American people through Breakthrough Action Liberia.
Our health, our life is in noise to make it better. Let's work together. Our health, our life is
How important will $5,000 be to your business or that business idea you're very passionate about? Do you think you can be the next Tony Elumelu? Are you ready to take charge of your life once and for all? Go to www.tefconnect.net now to apply to the 2022 Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Gain access to $5,000 in funding, world-class business training, mentorship, business networking opportunities, and more. This offer is open to all African entrepreneurs. Become empowered by the Tony Elumelu Foundation and transform your business today. Go to www.tefconnect.net and apply to the 2022 TEF Entrepreneurship Program. Don't miss this chance. Tony Elumelu Foundation, empowering African entrepreneurs.
our health, our life is in noise to make it better. Let's work together.
My people, yeah, hello. My name is Mr. Toga, and I am your community chairman. I have come to talk to you, our community people, about one sickness called Lassa fever. According to the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Agriculture, Environmental Protection Agency, and the National Public Health Institute, this sickness can come from rats and it can catch human beings. But the good news is Lassa fever can be prevented, and these are the ways. Always clean your home and community by cutting and hoeing the grass around your house. Throw your dirt far away from your house. Always cover your food and drinking water good so rats cannot pee or poo inside and make you sick with Lassa fever. Always clean inside your house and rinse your spoons, cups, and pans before using them. Always wash your hands with soap and clean water. Do not touch or eat rat. Rat is not meat to eat. So I am calling on all my community people to always clean their yard by hoeing and cutting grass, wash hands, cover food properly, and rinse their spoons, pans, and pots before using them. Lassa fever can be treated. Lassa fever can be prevented. A message from the Ministry of Health, the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, the Ministry of Agriculture, Environmental Protection Agency, and One Health Partners. Funding for this message is made possible by the generous support of the American people through Breakthrough Action Liberia.
Our health, our life is in noise to make it better. Let's work together. Our health, our life is in noise to make it better.
Our
many Jackman said, "You got the money, oh."
Yeah, man. Sorry, man. But you ready to smart about you.
Let me have to be there a new fee. Now, Jackie will buy my credit for the week.
Yeah, man. You want it for nothing. Devil guy said a new thing. You'll be surprised when the kind of new get back out here.
My, oh, my. They are still here talking plenty.
Yes. Get a new SIM card for only $56 and you'll receive free 200 megabytes, valid for 7 days, and free 50 minutes on net credit, valid for 7 days. Now, all new customers acquiring a new SIM card will be able to use it right away. Enjoy rapid communication with friends and loved ones. We take pride in bringing you closer to what matters the most.
Brings you closer to what matters.
The Orange Liberia is a proud sponsor of the program Good-afternoon-Liberia here on Truth 96.2 on YouTube. Can just be a part by making business with Truth FN, and we are located in Duport Road, Painesville, outside the nation's capital, Monrovia. So let's go for more developments on the program Good-afternoon-Liberia. The Assembly of God mission in Liberia has announced plans to elevate the Bible College in Brazil to a degree-granting institution. The General Superintendent, Reverend Abenda Tamba, disclosed that the church has the trained professionals, the resources, and the necessary structure to ensure that the college is elevated. Reverend Tamba was speaking when he was inducted as General Superintendent of the Assembly of God Church or Mission in Brazil during the weekend. The newly inducted General Superintendent of the Assembly of God Mission also praised to initiate that promise to initiate program aimed at expanding the church.
That by the end of the tenure, we are hopeful to accomplish. We enforce the World Assemblies of God mandate for this decade. This decade is the decade of revival. The General Executive has unanimously agreed to co-name in Liberia 2022 as our year of spiritual reawakening. We shall make every effort to double the size of our church. If we are 750, 2 years from now, we must be 1,500. We shall revitalize and increase our foreign missions fees, thus making it more reliable and self-sustainable, raising the standard of our college to a full-fledged university, and develop human resources to cope with the demands of this church institution, nation, and the world. 2 years from now, there must be an Assembly of God University. We will not rest till every inch of the land we are having is emancipated. During the civil crisis, relief agencies, along with the government of Liberia, appeal to our church leaders to host refugees fleeing to be hosted on our property. Since then, people have unscrupulously, fraudulently, illegally possessed our land and have paid thereon. Enough is enough. Let me send a warning to all those who are illegally occupying our land to move or risk the danger of being removed. We will use the law, we will go to God in prayer until the 32 acres of land in Brewville is completely emancipated. We will promote marriage retreats for the clergy and laity. During my administration, we will make sure that our women can enjoy their marriages. We are resolute and determined to serve the church sacrificially with our whole hearts, soul, strength, and our resources in order to foster a holistic kingdom agenda. Let us do away with envies, jealousy, slanders, and power-morphing one another. Nowadays, the pen, the laptops, the phones, the social media, and other mediums of communication have become intellectual guns with which we shoot one another, sometimes damaging ourselves to our partners. Subsequently, the perspectives and the lenses with which these innocent persons are seen become faulty, and the church becomes the victim. Promote missions and evangelism, develop human resources, invest in higher education, and lead the church to focus not only inward but outward by engaging in social services and other holistic ministries. This administration will remain open to our lay people, and we will solicit their opinion in every matter.
Abenda Tama is the newly inducted General Superintendent of the Assembly of God Mission in Brownsville. They're speaking during his induction ceremony. The Secretary General of the Harrisburg Public School Alumni Association, Welfare Ward, had disclosed March 15 as a date set for the association program. The program is geared towards bringing alumni together to help construct the school and the township at whole. Listen to White as he explained more to our Good Afternoon Liberia microphone.
Association of the Harrisburg Public School have planned a homecoming and installation program. This is the first of its kind in Harrisburg in the school, and we try to establish it so that we leave a legacy for those who will be alumni in the future. So they build upon it. It's so important to us because this is the first of its kind, and we'll be bringing alumni and friends from all over the world. Some in America, some in Europe, Liberia, other parts of Liberia, in the various counties, other parts of Africa. They may not be here physically, but some will be joining us through Zoom, through Facebook Live, like that, and the rest of us are going to be on the ground in Harrisburg. And a lot of activities are going to be happening. So we think it's necessary because we think the Harrisburg Public School have brought up a lot of Liberians, a lot of people from Harrisburg who are contributing to society positively today, even all over the country. And so we think we need to give back to the school. And that's our way of giving back to the school. The festival will start with a grand parade from the bridge between White Plains and Harrisburg. We'll be marching from that bridge to Raymond Camp and then on to the school building where the event will be taking place. And at the event, we'll be having the installation, we'll be having fundraising rally. We'll also be having sport activity at many tournaments of schools within the neighborhood, Attington, White Plains, Closerville, St. Community School from Cardwell, the Science School. I mean, just you name it. There are several schools that will be there participating in the soccer and kickball tournament, after which the winner will be given a trophy. We'll also be doing some fundraising, food sale. I mean, we're going to have a hallelujah time. I'm not just using the word hallelujah, but I mean, we'll be having a very good time, a wonderful time. Let me say, Esther Goulding Boydman, who is one of the acting leaders. She's vice president for administration. Rosetta Ville, Yata Campbell, Sam Gaolokwe, and Frank Goulding, a lot of us. You know, some of us play football when we were going to school. So those who play football when we're going to school will be playing. We'll be playing just before the final of the tournament. Yeah, we'll be playing. It's an old-timer game. The old ladies and the old men will be playing. Well, this is non-political. It's strictly social. Harrisburg as a Alumni Association is registered as a non-for-profit under the laws of Liberia. Our Alumni Association is registered as a non-for-profit. So it's going to be strictly social, non-political. Though we expected to have a District 1 representative at that event to install our officers, Honorable Lauren Morris, but it's from a non-political perspective. We thought to give in our leverage because he is the district representative, and we think he needs to relate to his people, and he also needs to give back. You know, when people elect you, they give you responsibility, and you need to respond. And so it's against that background we invited him, but it has no political agenda. He has, I mean, almost nothing to do with what we have been doing in Harrisburg. So
he's the Secretary General of the Harrisburg Public School Alumni Association. They're speaking to our reporter, Josephus Betty. So at the structure, we now go straight for entertainment on the program Good-afternoon-Liberia.
I said, leave money, let me live my life. I beg you. I got one life, but let me do my. I beg you. Just put it up, I can't want them up. I beg you. The Lord put it up, no one know you. I beg you. Just put it up, I said, just put me around. I beg from place to place. I beg from us to us. I beg if I didn't know you, it's up to just put it. You question them and I tell no one for your name. It's up. I send you your friend and they whistle. It's up. Yeah, my girl. I told you I am by myself. Now I'm hearing it all over. Even EFBC is carrying the line. The whole of Moravia will soon know my problem. If you don't believe it, do on their own. When I ask you said that not me, oh, it's up. That's it, bro. That not me, oh, it's up. That baby. That not me, oh, it's up. That picture talking. That not me, oh, it's up. That mother talking. Then I will say it, that the police talking. Then I will talk it, that the police say it. Super. Ah, yeah. That's what in my ass. Put money down, it's up. Put money down, put money down. You say I say put money down, it's up. Put money down. He has to say put money down, it's up. It's up on the left, get your pole on the right. You say I say on the wheel. It's up on the now, it's up on the now. Get your pole on the now. You now on the way, it's up on the way, way.
and Chichipole is not always on pay. Well, you are giving the news on time. Let me say good afternoon to all of you. This is Good-afternoon-Liberia, you're the Truth 96.1. And we transmit live from Duport Road, Painesville, outside the nation's capital, Monrovia. Let me say good afternoon and happy 30th wedding anniversary to you. That's you, Reverend Joseph Gardner Johnson III. You are celebrating your 30th wedding anniversary on today. You and your daddy wife there. Let me say congratulations to two of you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon. Those of you watching off on our Facebook Live, Real TV going live all across the country, across the world. For those of you celebrating birthday on today, let me say happy birthday to all of you. And those of you anticipating your birthday, and like my own co-host, the co-host on State of the Nation, that's you, Martelin Finasa. Tomorrow, March 15, is your little day. Let me say happy pre-birthday treat for you. Good afternoon, Liberia, recognize you. Let me say congratulations to our own colleague, our friend, our big brother. That's you, Jeff Jefferson. On taking that rough decision and got married on yesterday. Let me say congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Jeff Jefferson. Let me say good afternoon to you. That's your big brother, veteran. And that's your Bobby Addison. And you work there in the offices of the Speaker of the Liberian Legislature. That's you, Bobby Addison. It's locked down to the broadcast. Let me say good afternoon to you, big brother.
Make it out, tell your friends. Take a bullet, tell your friends. Peace out. Why you can't keep your mouth? Why you can't say that? Why you can't be the friend? I say everybody know your ways. I say everybody know your needs. Super. They can be with their food, but they will never be with their news. Just tell me when, let me pass. I say put money down. Make it up, put money down. Just put money down.
And then they put my name down, please, and please put my name down. And move my name for here, you see, I see. So welcome back to the program, Good-afternoon Liberia, here in Truth 96.1. Entertainment is also part of the program here on Truth 96.1. Let's bring you more developments on the program. The chairman on education at the Painesville Photographers Association, Americani, had disclosed that the institution will be vibrant under their administration. He said the institutions or the Painesville Photographers Association will have more this year as they take on the authority of the institution and listen to Amara as he explain more to Good Afternoon Liberia.
Tirelessly to make sure the photographers be on the map of the multitude city, Painesville, the largest city in the Republic of Liberia. We were given a scholarship, Honorable Bashar, representing district number 3, and this scholarship for the University of the Liberia, which have 5 colleges. This scholarship was given to us, and sending portion of the scholarship is something like close to 1,000 scholarships were given sending portion. And the portion, I think 111 scholarships was given to us. Since the scholarship have been given to us, we have criteria set for people who are qualified or will be qualified to receive the identical scholarship. We know within ourselves, the photographers, not everybody all of high school, not everybody all of college, but we believe that we have people that can do other things, which is the computer, the database, all the activity. We have criteria based upon the criteria, and the criteria is that this, you should be full member of the association. You should be a registered member of the association. But we realize that since then, our membership coming in slowly, but we are still on track. We try to encourage them to see how best, and they can be part of the identical scholarship. But it seems to be like we have been dragging, because my plan was, from my own end, was to make sure that all photographers in Queensland either would be qualified or to be part of the identical scholarship. But it was mandate was given to me from the office of the president. For Ghana, yes, you are the chairman of education, but and leadership, you should always give respect to your chairman or to the president. When President Weah took office, the governor was mandated. He said, I'm going by the president mandate. I'm not going to all mandate. I put all mandate down and go by the president mandate. And the president mandate to me was, make sure before you put everybody's name down for this scholarship, they should be fully member of the association. And took the request, and I carried to my office and have been acting upon the request of the president, and sending up to now I have not got any redress or any other information from the office of the chairman that Mr. Kane. Yes, we have 10% or 10% are registered, they are qualified for the general scholarship. He can go ahead now to make sure and those guys are part of the scholarship. So we are, my office is still open to them, but we have another end, saying that we try to see how best all the various schools to see how we can help. But our motivation in Kingsday is that we don't believe, we believe in free something, and no matter the situation, the system have been changed. Nothing is free in Liberia, or nothing is free around the world. So we still waiting to see how best we can improve whosoever want to be part of the identical scholarship. And
Amara Kani is the chairman on education, Painesville Photographers Association. Also speaking was Mark Freeman, the chairman on recruitment of the institution.
Started this process since last year, July 2021, the recruitment process. Due to some reasons, we slowed down and we turned our first process to be pre-registration. During that process, $150 LD from a member just for membership recruitment. During that time, we talk about pre-registration, and we generated some form up to 2,400, and that was saved before the inauguration or the launching of our program or the elected officials. While in the field, we came again with a form, but then was later slowed down due to 1 or 2 reasons administratively. But right after inauguration, we also plan, because of perusal and editing other documents, to wait until this membership form is launched, and successfully September the 16th, 2021, the membership form, a data form for Papa, was successfully launched at St. Matthew. In and after that process, we have in our record full registered member, 4 persons who have completed the $30 payment or the $5,100 Liberian payment. The $30 is in USD, please. When it comes to registration for part payment or the registration of membership in the $30, we have 14 persons who have done part payment. Some pay 20 US, some pay 1,000 LD and 500 and so on. We have gone through some other expenditure, and we are still going through expenditure. We have expended money on form preparations. We have expended money on membership form preparations. In that process, we were aided by the president, in person of Mr. Sansi B. Yeba, who most of our work is done in Papa office, but through his instrumentality and goodwill, more of our work in the past was done through his order, which I would like in this public manner, you should give me a hand of applause. More besides that, we based on spending when it comes to the membership form, the form that we have printed for now that we got, which we printed the first 50 copies, and we get about 150 copies in circulations. Of the 150 copies, we made available 50 copies aside, free of charge, and the rest that were printed by the department, and so good, so far, we have distributed at both Bolivar 50 copies, Town Hall 50 copies. We got jacket on the market now, and the jacket that we have decided for each member from top to bottom to use. Sorry if I will make you as an example, Mr. Assistant Secretary General, please stand. And that jacket we got Papa, and we got the number follows. Please turn around. Every official, elected officials, and appointees will carry staff at the next month right after Peace Way Photographer Association, as you can see on him there, right above the logo. When it comes to TAFOs, you are TAFOs. When it comes to member, you are member. Once you are a hierarchy, we will put a hierarchy. Even if you are a channel member too, if these people, one committee will say, we will still put it there, and you will still get a flare because we all on the flag of Liberia. Thank you. And with that, people are paying, and people, the process is still in progress, and some are in the tailor shop, which I keep prepared to go for. But because of this meeting, it's important. I couldn't abandon the meeting for jacket. That's why I stayed back to address it with some other information. Manpower 1, 2, when it comes to flexibility in funding, nowhere else we get money from, but when money comes from a member for their jacket or material, directly it must be used for it internal.
Mark Fremont and Amara Kane are two executives of the Painesville Photographers Association. They're speaking at one of their regular meetings in Painesville. The Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs at the Sincere College, Erin Kalama, has disclosed that the institution can now boast of its own building after spending over 11 years at the Henry Reeves building. Here now is Erin Kalama explaining more for Good-afternoon-Liberia.
Where we leased for 11 years. We were not able to complete the 11 years because of the mighty great thing that the Lord has done for us. He allowed us to move to our own campus right in the same Wu camp. He blessed us with a land. And before we got the place, we talked to some engineers, some of the friends we have that in the engineering field, that we needed an architectural layout of the future home of Central College, in which they did a very beautiful building. And I took it to the Lord and I asked him, Lord, this is what we want to do. And he gave me his word. He said Romans 10:11. And Romans 10:11, when I read it, it says, for the scripture says, whosoever believe on him shall not be ashamed. So all we needed to put in the development of this university infrastructure is faith. And we've done that over the time by the grace of God. So now we are in our own building, a building that is 120 feet by 70 feet. That's a hell of a huge building. And on the ground floor of the building, we got offices, we got the nursing and midwifery lab, we got a laboratory lab, we have the auditorium, and we have bathroom, we have kitchen attached for service of food during the time of the use of the auditorium. We have another room attached to it, and so we have a very good space to run academic activities. So at the first floor, we have the library that is 70 feet by 26. So that's a very huge library. I mean, it's a huge space that we have for the library. We have a conference room, computer lab. We have offices for deans. The president office is up there. The vice president for academic office is also upstairs. We are also thinking of, by the time we complete in the building, to have additional 8 classes upstairs. So we have a land space. We're setting up a food center, entertainment. We working on attaching a clinic. When we complete the fence, there is another building that's supposed to come up that is about 5 floors. When we, by the grace of God, complete all of these, we hope by the grace of God this year our campus will be fenced. Our campus will have a massive work done that will be so reasonable enough that can put on par with not just emerging universities, but those traditional universities that have been existing for long. So when we complete our campus, you can compare us to UMU, you can compare us to AMU, you can compare us to all those other traditional universities that have made a great significant mark.
He's Edwin Kalama. He's the Vice President for Student Affairs at the Central College. They're speaking. The Chief of Party for Breakthrough Action Liberia, Dr. Saratu Olajipo Ojo, has disclosed that the project of the organization is targeted to improve positive behavior change in the health sector of the country. Speaking to Good-afternoon Liberia in Bento during the project advocacy training for Health Advocacy Committee, which lasted for 5 days, Dr. Ojo pointed out that the project is sponsored by UC to the government of Liberia, while expressing gratitude to the government of Liberia for the cordial relationship.
Targeted at improving positive behavior change across different thematic health areas here in Liberia. We support the government of Liberia working in 12 counties here in Liberia. This particular activity is targeted at health advocacy, mainly to create an enabling environment that supports positive behavior change right at the community, household, and individual level. That's the focus for this activity that is currently happening. So far, based on our mandate, we're working in 12 counties. I believe that with increased support, the possibility may be there. So I was invited today to see participation during the workshop. It was very impressive coming in to find all the participants here at the workshop, which means that they find the workshop quite relevant to them, and also they're interested in the capacity building that they are getting regarding health advocacy. So it's very exciting to be working in partnership with the government of Liberia at different levels to actually make an impact at that community level. So I'm really excited to see what comes out, the impact of this activity in the following months, to see what they're able to achieve when they go back to their communities, to identify issues and then to also come up with feasible and relevant solutions to those health issues. So Breakthrough Action started in April 2020. We were able to kick off activities in Liberia in January 2021. So we've been working closely and gradually reaching more communities with our social and behavior change.
She's Dr. Saratu Olajipo Ojo. She is the Chief of Party of Breakthrough Action in Liberia. Also speaking was the Assistant Director Governance and Decentralization Unit at the Ministry of Health, James Hall Jr., who indicated that the Breakthrough Action is in partnership with the Ministry of Health, Liberia, especially the Governance and Decentralization Unit.
Liberia is in partnership with the Ministry of Health Liberia, and specifically the Governance and Decentralization Unit. And we are here for training a workshop in even building the capacity of our health advocacy committees in Monserrado County, specifically 2 districts, Todi and Commonwealth. Breakthrough Action on agenda for Monserrado has started into these 2 districts, rural district in Monserrado County. When it comes to the geographical setting in the rural areas, right, you find unsafe drinking water, you find the issues of health, right, because where the development is not going. So these people, we need to empower them to build their capacity so that they try to take their health in their own hands to minimize disease spreading, malaria, and what have you. This workshop is for 5 days. It started since the 7th of March and will end on Friday, the 11th. Overwhelmed, even with the week of the holiday, the people are here and willing to learn, right, so that they go back to the community and advocate for the health issues so that we have increase in health and reduce in disease spreading. We want to appreciate Breakthrough Action Liberia in partnership with the Ministry of Health, the GTU, the Governance and Decentralization Unit. We want to say hats off to them because this is the way to go. When the community people are not empowered to take their health in their own hands and advocate for the right things to be done in the community through stakeholders, then it becomes difficult for us who training the district boards, the county board, the county health teams. And then you see that the small resources in the facilities will get overwhelmed, get overstretched because the people don't know what to do. We are very happy, and this will improve efficiency, they will improve the outcome of the learning, and will reduce.
James Hall is Assistant Director Governance and Decentralization Unit at the Ministry of Health. Speaking after the 5 days workshop, we'll have on Liberian microphone color with some of the participants, and these were their response.
Daniel Eskepabi, Township Commissioner, Tolbota to East Territory District. What I learned here today is very rich from Monday up to today. We are talking about advocacy, okay, how to get along with stakeholders when there is a disease outbreak or there's a problem, how to have it resolved, and the bureaucracy point of view.
So what message will you be taking back to your community people?
The message I'll be taking back to my community people is whenever they find a problem in their community health-wise, you should immediately report to the rightful people, their community leaders, their chairman, their town chief, upward to the county superintendent, even to the Ministry of Health. The key point I grab there is advocacy.
Okay, I'm CEO of an engineer from the Township of Johnson. First, let me say a big thank you to Breakthrough Election Liberia for this unique workshop. This workshop is important to all of us because it talks about a good thing that we will do within our own community. When it comes to advocacy, it's important. We will be taking the good message of our people is that whenever we encounter problem in our community and we need to solve this problem, we first need to advocate for our people. This is the first time. Oh, I know.
Joseph B. Collins, Township Commissioner Mankofe. Firstly, let me extend my thanks and appreciation to Breakthrough Action Liberia for organizing this unique workshop and also the international partners for their support. I have grabbed a whole lot of things. The workshop is impactful, so that's one of the things that make this workshop very unique. The focus of this message is to get what we call health advocacy committee. We're going to be taking back message to our people to identify issues that relating to health, that needs to be advocated, most especially to the relevant authority for possible and lasting solution. I came along with the general town chief, women leader, and some other key stakeholders. That is why I'm saying the workshop is impactful, because everything they're telling you that it should be real. We don't need, when you are advocating for things, or as an advocate, you don't need to speak jargons to the people. Say what you mean and say the real thing that is happening to the people.
And so, listeners, this is all the time we have to be with you on today's edition of the program Good-afternoon-Liberia. But just before we go, these are stories that have the program. A 15-bed maternity clinic has been opened at the Four Houses community in GSA Road, Painesville, to cater to the health needs of pregnant women, mothers, and children. The Assembly of God Mission in Liberia has announced plans to elevate the Bible College in Brownsville to a degree-granting institution. The election management of the Cathedral University Graduate School has declared the Students United for Positive Change winner in the just ended election. Love to say many thanks to all our rectors, our contributors, correspondent, for making today's edition of the program a success. And thanks as well to our executive producer, Cyprian Colley, our radio and program director, Oni O. Roberts, and thanks to those of you that were viewing us live on our Facebook feed, and all of you listening to us live by radio. We'd love to say thank you for your listening role. On behalf of the entire production crew here, our band presenter Junction Bantoma saying bye-bye.